love how wannabe gangsters call somebody else a wannabe gangster. You know, Hollywood just full of people who are so fake to me. I don't understand, like, how these people can call somebody else out for anything. They're fake. They're actors. That's what they do for a living. Robert De Niro has made so many horrible movies. Horrible movies. Okay? Portraying bad guys all his life. Up until maybe a few years ago. Goodfellas. We're talking about really awful movies that changed culture in a bad direction for a very long time. Him and his buddies Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, they've been doing this for years. But they want to tell you that Donald Trump is a bad guy.
Let me just read this to you, and I'll give you my thoughts on this. So De Niro, keep going a little lower. The entire speech is at the bottom. Go lower, 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 lower. You'll see it when it's there.
I feel like
right
I read this article 3 years ago.
I know.
He does this like every 6 months.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though, okay? I'm sorry. I couldn't be with you today. A few days ago, I came down with a heavy cold. Okay, great. I'm with you in spirit. I'm watching. It's okay. Go on. I've spent a lot of time studying bad men. I've examined their characteristics, their mannerisms, the utter banality of their cruelty. Yet there's something different about Donald Trump. When I look at him, I don't see a bad man. Truly, I see an evil one. Over the years, I've met many gangsters here and there. This guy tries to be one, but he can't quite pull it off. There's such a thing as honor among thieves. Yet even criminals usually have a sense of right and wrong. Whether they do the right thing or not is a different story, but they have a moral code, however warped. Trump does not. He's a wannabe tough guy with no morals or ethics, no sense of right or wrong, no regard for anyone but himself, not the people he's supposed to lead or protect, not the people he does business with, not the people who follow him, blindly and loyally, not even the people who consider themselves his friends. He has contempt for all of them. We New Yorkers got to know him over the years, that he was poisoned, the atmosphere, literal ego. We knew firsthand who he was. We tried to warn you in 2016, the repercussions, $1 trillion Arizona in 2020. Okay, the man who was supposed to protect this country, put in peril, but of his recklessness, impulsion, was an act of abuse. Okay,
how much
make
time
no
does he
mistake
have?
about it. The twice impeached, four-time indicted Trump is still a fool, but we can't let our fellow Americans write him off. Evil thrives in the shadow of dismissive mockery, which is why we must take the danger of Donald Trump seriously. So today we issue another warning. Okay, fantastic.
Jesus.
From this place where Abraham Lincoln spoke, right there in beating heart of New York, to the rest of America, this is our last chance. Democracy won't survive the return of a wannabe dictator, and it won't become over. Anyways, he keeps going.
Golly, how much you got to say about Trump, man? We should talk about your history a little bit. We could go on for days. Anyway, I like PBD's podcast, by the way. I've been a fan for many years. And he's actually interviewed, as he said, a lot of gangsters, real gangsters, okay? And he's had a chance to study them. I want you to take a look at what he has to say about real gangsters.
A few
it's like
years
Atlas
ago.
Shrugged that just keeps going.
You know what he made me think about? This is what he made me think about. That Trump is a gangster. Okay, no problem. Who the hell chooses to become a president? One of two people, okay? Either somebody who is a gangster or somebody who's controlled by gangsters that don't have a face to them. Which one would you rather have? So is Biden a gangster? No, he's just a face. Gangsters are controlling what he does. He's a face. Is Trump a gangster? He's a gangster.
Yep.
Is Reagan a gangster? He's a gangster. Is Kennedy a gangster? He's a gangster. Is Obama a gangster? He's not a gangster. He's controlled by other people. We can keep going on and on about all these gangsters. Okay, no problem. So I've actually spent time with gangsters, and like real gangsters.
Couple of
like any one of them that's living, I pretty much have them on the podcast, and we've spent time with them. Okay, we've had conversations on camera, off camera. And here's what I will say about the history of the mob. Whenever the boss was feared, people weren't going killing each other. It's just
Big facts he's talking right now. All right? Pay attention. You know, somebody has to create some order, but you got to have a pretty strong hand in order for that to happen.
I was in New York. Whenever the boss was weak, guess what people were doing? going whacking each other. Why? Because the boss was not somebody that you feared at that level where he's going to come back and do anything to you. Okay, it was like, don't do it again, Adam. That's not cool, right? Versus, hey, you take the other made man out, or you put your hand on another. Here's what's going to happen to you, right? There was a certain element of fear. There's three things that a great leader has to have. Fear. You have to be feared. Now, especially when you're running the most powerful country in the world, that's the hated and the loved and the admired. All three. You got to be feared. You got to be respected. And if desert, the last one is desert. If you can be liked, even better. Reagan was liked. Trump's not liked, okay? Let's just say among some of these other guys. Fear, respect is necessary. Trump was feared, and he was respected, and he walked around, love him or hate him. We didn't have wars. So going back.
Bingo, didn't have wars. I wonder why. Like, if if you cannot see, like, you Biden's in office, war. Trump wasn't in office, war. No wars. If you can't get that through your thick skull, you have lost. You don't win. Okay, you don't win with wars, bro. You don't win with wars. Everybody suffers. Innocent people, innocent bystanders, meaning the people that get killed, sent out to war, 18 to 20-year-olds going to kill people that they don't even know, innocent children getting killed, innocent women getting killed, the economy's destroyed. Where is the good things that happen after a war? Where are the good things? There are none. Okay? That's why you got to have a strong leader, somebody that won't put up with the shenanigans. Somebody that'll crack down, feel me? Instead of somebody weak and frail, feel me?
Back to what you're asking about Iran, what he would do, here's what he would be doing. There's no 6-hour stand down or 3-hour stand down. Here's what we're doing. He's doing a, what do you call it, a press conference going out. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to. Remember that one time when he says, Abu Bakr, what was his name? Baghdadi. He cried like, you know what he said to it. And you're like, who uses these words, right? He was begging. It was such a, can you pull up this video clip if you have it? So obviously, it's almost like out of a movie. One day our kids are going to watch this movie about Trump and they're going to say, he would never say such a thing. No, son, go watch the real clip. He actually said that a president would never say something like that. But you know what? He did. So to me, this is the element where I have a hard time sitting here saying, yeah, none of this stuff is on Biden and U.S. I'm sorry, nobody fears or respects or likes Biden. So guess what? All the gangsters out there are saying, dude, go and get everything you want. You know, hey, California, they say what? You can go rob CVS or whatever, all these stores. And say,
yeah, even the homeless gangsters are coming out, taking everything from the stores. Like, bro, come on. Somebody that's tough on crime, Biden is compromised to the highest degree. All you got to do is throw around your skin color, and there he goes. He's done. He's toast, okay? White guilt is real. The president is suffering from a severe case of white guilt, okay? He wasn't always like that, hence the crime bill. Okay, he didn't want his kids in racial jungles a long time ago. If something happened along the way, I wonder what it was that made him change his stance.
1,500.
Go for it, man. Go, guys, go. We don't care. We're okay with it. Newsom's more worried about Skittles than fentanyl the other day. You know, this guy's spending more time talking about Skittles. Go for it. So if Biden is a.
By the way, I just want to say Gavin Newsom sucks. This man, look, if he's going to run for president, it's probably going to be at the last minute so nobody has time to look up all the disgraceful policies that he put in place.
Governor of the world, let's just say he's the president now, the free world. Everybody else is saying if there's ever been time to go rob and take whatever you want, right now's the time to do because we have no clue who the hell is coming next. So yeah, De Niro, as much as I love you, your movies, your work, you're an incredible actor. Dude, you are so, at this point.
Yeah, I liked his movies when I was 20, maybe 21 or something. But after a while, I said, this is crazy. And I grew up in a black neighborhood, son, in the hood. Okay, these movies having a bad effect on people's lives, for real. When you're young and you think that this is cool. Well, it's not cool. It never was cool and never will be cool to portray that kind of image. Lots of movies out there, man. Boys in the Hood. All these movies had a really bad effect on the black communities where I grew up. I don't know about where y'all grew up, man. I mean, I got to disagree on that with Pat. I don't like his movies. I don't like any of them anymore. Especially when these people gone woke and they're trying to tell you who to vote for and what you should be believing in. And they done already done the damage. You know, just like my video before about Eminem coming out telling people how bad he hates Trump and you know, it's just stupid. You've done so much damage already. And you want to criminalize somebody else. Like, it's crazy, man. There's not one on this planet that is perfect. Not even one. Give it a rest.
Off base, it's not even funny how much anger and hate you have towards this guy. And I would love to see you actually sell, rather than bashing Trump, why don't you flip it on us, De Niro, and sell us Biden? Go ahead. Sell it to us. Write the same kind of...
Exactly. They can't sell Biden. They can't sell you anything good about Biden, and they know it. They have nothing good to say about Biden. Nobody does. He doesn't have policies. They just do whatever they want to do. They do whatever they think that will work, but it never works. Why? Because his intentions aren't good. Most of the United States of America hate his policies. They hate him. Okay? That's why they can't sell Biden, because he ain't done nothing worth selling. You know.
Of a novel you just wrote, but sell Biden. Sell us how amazing the economy is. Sell us how peaceful the world is right now. Sell us how everybody is so comfortable with their jobs, their houses, their mortgage rates. Just sell us all of that stuff, how phenomenal he's doing. You can trash Trump all you want. He ain't the president. Biden's your president. What has Biden done? Why don't you do it? I'd love to see De Niro sell Biden. I don't know if he can do it. Maybe that's why he doesn't do it. It's easier to trash Trump than to...
Yeah, the only thing they can sell is how bad they hate the orange man. That's the only thing they can sell. How bad somebody else is. Think about that for just a minute. Your whole argument is that guy is awful. Okay, what about him so awful? He's awful. What about him is so awful? He's just bad. Okay, what about him is so bad? He's just a bad guy. You know, it just doesn't make any sense because they don't have anything on Trump. They just don't. I mean, dude, if Biden was doing a wonderful job, I would say the same thing about him, bro. It doesn't matter the person. Okay. But when you start digging into someone else's life and trying to criticize them and bash them and ruin their name and reputation, you gotta honestly take a look at yourself. Like I said this many times, and dude, it's just, it doesn't make any sense to do that. It just doesn't. Like, we could easily sit here and talk about how Robert De Niro's movies are despicable. Okay? Despicable. And he gets to look like the cool guy because he's the gangster in the movie. He gets to look like that even though he's not. Who's the real pretend tough guy here? Who? The billionaire who made an honest business. And you can say what you want about Trump's businesses. I don't care what you say. You can say that. Who made a good career out of that? Robert De Niro pretending to be a tough guy, gangster who whacks people in the movies, or somebody who tried to have a legitimate business in real estate and whatever, legalized. Who would you put your chips on? You know.
Go after selling us how incredible of a job Biden's done. Numbers came out the other day. I think it's the lowest
approval rating
that just came out about Biden.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts when you hear De Niro and some of these guys giving us a lecture here on who Trump is.
Well, first of all, you know you're Machiavelli. So one of the most important books ever written, really started the Enlightenment, is The Prince by Machiavelli. And we use Machiavelli as a pejorative, right? Oh, Machiavellian. We don't quite understand the brilliance or the insight of Machiavelli. Machiavelli was actually applying for a job. That's what The Prince was to the Medici family. He wrote a series of letters, and he was like, hey, hire me as your political consultant, basically, your political advisor. And what Machiavelli really wrote is, yes, I mean, there's a couple things. Ends justify the means, but that's such a small portion. It really is the most complete to date comprehensive picture of how to rule justly, how to establish order, and how to have different tribes and factions and sects be able to understand hierarchy, have you be respected, use fear as a weapon, as a tool. And he did it in such a profound way that, I mean, this guy knew his classics, he knew his Aristotle, knew his Aquinas and Augustine. Anyway, I happened to study The Prince over the summer, and it will blow your mind. And you know what? The more you read it, the more you realize how much the left plays by the rules of Machiavelli. If the right played by the rules of Machiavelli as much as the left, we would win. And I don't just mean the ends justify the means. I mean how to use political power. How to use political power. And you use that term gangster, whew, I got to tell you, Machiavelli laid out that kind of playbook. Trump, I don't know if he's ever read The Prince or not, maybe back in college or whatever, but
probably didn't.
But he plays that out. Niccolò Machiavelli. He started the Enlightenment. So he was the first guy to ever say, wait, hold on, we have all these old books and all these old writings. Why don't we just cast that aside and get what we want? And that was...
By the way, Medici family, one of the only families that kept their wealth for 5, 6, 7 generations.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Vanderbilt couldn't do it. You know, some of these other families couldn't do it. Medici's been going for quite a long time.
Florence.
Which video is this? This is...
he cried like a baby.
Oh, I love this.
Okay, go ahead and play this.
I use this to go to sleep at night.
I don't know if this is the right one, actually.
Is this it?
See, I don't know.
Maybe.
Leader of the Taliban. You would obliterate him if he dared not to follow every dotted I, cross T, comma,
Boss.
period.
Abdul, I did, had a conversation, had a number of conversations.
Didn't you at one point tell him, I know exactly where you are, and give him the exact coordinates where he was?
I sent him a picture of his house. He said, but why do you send me a picture?
Why is the music so loud?
I figured that one out.
You told the
What a
leader of the
gangster.
I
Taliban.
send a picture of his house.
It's very Machiavelli.
Boss move. Feel me? Boss moves, okay? Conservatives don't ask for trouble. We're not troublemakers. The world just don't understand us because we operate different. We don't start trouble, but we give it to you if you keep with the nonsense. Feel me? Yeah. So I like this video. This, I'm glad I had a chance to react to it. And this is how we should move as men. Period, man. You got to be the boss of whatever you're doing. All right, the time for weak men is over with. It's got us in trouble. And don't nobody care about mean tweets. Don't nobody care about none of the stuff you're feeling, and yes, none of the things you're saying. We're about to take action, and we're taking our country back. And you better be with us. Like and subscribe to my channel. Until next time.